random ass pan. Love it. So, I love this hashtag that's going around, the Rewild. It's something that I had found, like the concept of rewilding, or looking more to how we used to live and how, like, where we came from. Things around food, sleep patterns, movement, clothing, sort of just trying as experiments, right? Like, what happens if you start walking around without your shoes off? What happens if you start, climatizing more to the natural weather and get rid of heating? And what happens if you start to eat and follow more of your body? Like a lot of going back to rewilding. Yeah. And I think very related to that concept is rechilding. I don't know if that's a hashtag, but to let unlearning, getting back to how kids are. There's a lot of fascinating side effects that fall out of doing that. You can start to look at how kids learn and apply that same principles to yourselves. There's a lot of fallacies around how when you get older you learn slows down and all this sort of stuff. That may be the case for looking at the world. This is what happens, but like in our society, so it doesn't have to be that way. You can definitely maintain a lot of that childlike learning, perception, and so on if we trade it. I digress, as always. Love to do that. A lot of people have figured this one out, right? Like, question everything. And I realized if I had to tell anyone one thing, one word that they should think about or do or ask or say to get their life in order, would be why. And if you look at kids, they love this question, why? And it gets very hard actually to answer. Like, why are you living in that place? Why is your room that size? Why is Louis C.K. has a funny one on that, on children and asking why. And what happens, unfortunately to most of us, is our intelligence, our curiosity, the communication skills of our elders and our peers is not where it needs to be. That those questions are normally respected. I don't think it's rare to really get treated with patience and to be mentored about life and all the intricacies, and or even to say, hey, I don't know, like, what do you think, and just to it's kind of rare that happens in a lot of these discussions. So starting to ask why do I say the things I say, why do I want the things that I want, why do I feel the things I feel, or believe the things I believe, do the things I do. It's very why are things the way they are. And I like so what's happened, I think, to most of us is this curiosity has been squashed out, right? It's not rewarded to, I don't know, from parents or whatever, right? We're supposed to fit into the structure. You gotta fit in. Fuck. Fit in by not fitting in, that's what I say. So it's very paradoxical, the world, but that's the nature, it seems like. So, I don't know, like at school, right? Like if you ask the teacher a question, they might feel, I don't know, like they don't have the capacity to deal with all these students and so on and so forth. Or they feel like you're being a smart ass, whatever it is. So, I was going somewhere with this. Oh yeah, so this is taken a little bit from Alan Watts. I love listening to his stuff. So he was saying a Zen story about how someone said, there's not a lot to your Buddhism or your teaching or whatever. Like, it's kind of silly. The student said to him, I said, yeah, like I never said it was. He sort of likened it to going like this with a child with a fist, and saying like, hey, there's something in here, and like, hey, look, there's something in there. And the child says like, no, there's not. And yeah, there is. Like, why don't you open it? And the child's like, yeah, open it then, right? And then they start to believe that maybe there's something in there. They leave the door open, like maybe I don't know. And So he likened it to tricking, the Zen style of teaching, or the style of teaching of this one master was likened to that sort of thing. You're tricking people with these things, these little puzzles or word stories that they need to solve. But it's like, they're very easy once you get, once you get the hang of it. Very simple, not easy, but simple. Let's say very simple in construction. That's a better word. Don't want to conflate those two terms. Thank you, Rich Hickey. So, like what I see happens is like most of us have stopped asking why. So people have told us, hey, this is how you need to get an education and get a job and live like that, or you can't say that to people, or that's a bad way to be, and da 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 da. And we stopped asking why. We started like believing in their illusion, that they believe in the illusion themselves, right? That's the thing. They go around, hey, there's something in here. We don't open it, but there's something in there, and they go around and tell everyone else, and suddenly you realize, I figured it out. Like, you're not tricking me anymore. And when you start to tell people, like, hey, there's nothing in the hand actually, or things could be different if we just decide to make them different. Like, people are like, nah. Trust me, there's something in there. So the only way to know is to, science, right? People make the fallacy. They make the mistake of looking at religious people and saying, look, they believe in things that they can't explain. So, whatever. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to believe in science. And most people believe anything that is said to be scientific without actually understanding it and being able to explain it themselves. So there's a lot of irony on that. So I think experience is the main thing, right? You want to be able to understand why, and to talk about it, tell your opinion on it, and share that, and be able to collaborate with another person, right? Why I feel this way, whatever it is, or why do I see that theory, and through that experience you both gain new insights. And it's very different than being an ideologue, which I think most people are to a certain degree, like just spouting. It doesn't have to be some political party or anything, but your parents told you that, this religion told you that, this whole society around you was telling you this narrative and this story, and it's kind of hard to wake up from that. Like, there normally has to be some catalyst, I think, that sort of makes people who start to go, hey, hang on, what's going on here? Things like breakups, when there's a lot of, let's say, depression or emotional change, can be moments where people start to analyze and look at themselves, and stay curious, stop thinking, start listening and perceiving the world. Do little experiments with yourself. What happens why do I feel that way? What is it that I want? What happens if I act differently in this situation? Is it a positive outcome, a negative one? Ask why am I making this video? Because I want to. Why do I want to? You see where this goes. It gets very deep. Stay curious, all avenues. Check out Alan Watts, his stuff's awesome. Check out Rich Hickey. Fuck. These people have been great mentors, let's say.